What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XPR network today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? Looking at this thing on a daily perspective, man, what a drop. When was the last time that we talked about XPR? Let's just see. XPR February 4th. It's the 11th now, at least on the charts it's the 11th, so it's been a while. February 4th would have been over here. So at this day here, I believe I was talking about a drop, a little bit of a correction. Let's see, from a low, I don't remember what I said, but from a low to a high, I'm assuming I would have said that we would expect to move down to 0.00375, if not down to 0.0029, 0.00269, even potentially lower than that is on the table, yeah. But a little bit lower. It makes sense. With how you've consolidated so far, I actually really do like the idea that you find support right here at the 382 at 0.00375 is what it looks like. On the daily RSI, you're also in this nice long-term uptrend with these higher lows. I know I didn't draw the line the best, but you can see what I'm going for, right? Higher lows there, higher highs. You're not at the lowest part where it would make sense for you to bounce, but still in an area where I wouldn't be surprised if you bounced any day now. But looking at this, culminating it with the fib, to me it would make more sense to go to the 382, at least to the 382. Whenever you consolidate at any kind of fib range from a low to a high, you go below the 236 like this and you find resistance on it time and time and time again. The fact that you haven't hit the 382 already is a bit of a surprise. So I think that you hit that today. It looks like you're moving down there right now. Probably by the time, I would hope by the time most of us watch this video, you've probably already found support there at the 382 and you're moving up. If you go lower, it's not the end of the world. You've still got the golden ratio. If you go lower than that, it's not the end of the world. You still have this target area. And even if the 786, 886 zone breaks and you go lower, you still likely will recover to new highs beyond this. So don't freak out. The lower it goes, the better the opportunity to buy. This thing definitely has a lot of growth to go. My expectation, though, I'll put my name on the line, my money on the line, my reputation on the line, whatever that's worth. 0.00375 is where I think you'll find support. It's very common with the 382. First off, it's very common in very strong moves, which I would call that a strong move on the 4 hour. That's a pretty damn strong move. It's very common to find support right on the 382. It's also very common when interacting with the 382 for your first time to go just below it. Okay, just below it. So if we go just below 0.00375, that's not bad at all, right? It's actually very characteristic to wick below and then close right at the 382. So if you see that, I would stand by. I bet the closing price does not go below 0.00375, but at a wick you could go below there. If you close below it, it's fine. It's fine. But just a little bit lower nonetheless, okay? I think I've made my point on that. Let's move on. 4 hour RSI definitely looks like you're going lower, and if I had to be honest with you, I would think we actually even go lower than that. A lot of cryptos have been finding support on their 0.5 recently, something like that. 0.0033 might be worth mentioning as well, again, but something a little bit lower nonetheless. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, yes, definitely beginning that last kind of movement down right now. Daily time frame, again, I like the RSI, but it doesn't mean that you have to bounce here, just that you're probably getting ready for a bounce over the days to come. So let's look at this. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at the all-time history. Yes. So this thing had a very, very phenomenal bottom, right? You've got your Adam and Eve low. Phenomenal move all the way out. You broke out and you back tested your prior areas of resistance, right? Literally these areas of resistance, that's where you found support here, right? So back testing your breakout point for support, finding support, immaculate support from that low to where you are now. If I could get the actual price on there, from that low to where you are now, man, you're up like over 100% from that low. So you definitely found support. Very key, immaculate support there. Weekly RSI bouncing off the 60 area. Dude, this is so bullish, you guys. Last week, closing green, I can't tell you how phenomenal that is, man. Closing 27% green too. You know what the average coin did last week? Others, what it did? It closed down. The average coin closed down. They still had phenomenal bounces, but XPR, you closed green, and you probably dropped more than most coins did too. So that's actually pretty good. I suspect this thing is getting ready, right? I don't think, the thing is, looking at this now, it's easy to say that was the move. Now you're consolidating, but truthfully, I don't think this move is done. I do not believe this. I think that when this move is done, you're going to look back at this and you're going to see this moment as a blip. It's nothing. It's literally, it's the same as like this over here, right? Would you say that the move stopped here? I mean, technically for 2 weeks it did, but no, the move, it went all the way up here. Equivalent to this, I don't think this is a complete move. I think that it's got more to go. And I like how I just had it drawn. It might do that exact thing. If we take this high here down to this low, XPR, I'm going to put it at the actual low here. I would assume this move ends, it doesn't end any earlier than 1.42 cents, and you likely don't go above 4.45 cents. So you likely don't get above this high. But something in this zone, something that's dramatically higher than your current price. What is that right now? Let's see. Something that's a 3.6x basically to potentially a whole nother 11x higher, you guys. It's on the table right now. I want to look at this fib and see if it lines up with anything. High to low. Let's get it. Low, low, there we are. Golden ratio lining up. You're actually just above that there with that 2272. Lining up with the 886, but you already found resistance there. So actually, looking at it this way too, you already found resistance at your golden ratio zone. You're finding support at the 382. This is very indicative that you go up to your 786, 886 area, which lines up very well with your golden ratio here, your double golden ratio, the 2618. It's right in the middle of this next expected area. So you might go right to like 2.27 cents. If you were to go higher than that, I don't see you going to 4.45 cents. It's possible. I don't see it. I think that you would probably stop at 3.2, 3.3 cents, 3 cents itself, somewhere at that. That might be the highest. Truthfully, after looking at this, you guys, my expectation generally would be that you go to 2.2, if not 3.2 cents, somewhere in that zone. So you're at $0.0039 right now. That move would be anything from 478% growth to about, 478 to about 730. Yeah. So 5, almost a 6x to something that's just over an 8x is what I'm expecting from here. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. I really do think that's going to happen, though. This is a very, very bullish look in the weekly RSI, you guys. This kind of look, getting overbought, bouncing off the 60, getting overbought again, and then bouncing off the 60 and getting overbought again. Dude, you are dealing with some very powerful forces here, my friends. Absolutely. What I'm calling for essentially would be that if you've moved up this much from a low to a high, I'm calling for you to move up all the way over here. That's basically saying that you're basically halfway done with this move, right? That's quite literally basically the same exact size. You've got if you liked this, you've got an opportunity now to have that exact same thing happen, I think. If not something a little bit lower, but phenomenal, very phenomenal growth. I like where you're finding support. I like where you're at now. Think about it this way, right? I'm essentially, genuinely, I mean it this way. I'm essentially calling for this exact thing to happen. Okay? It's like you're looking back in time. You're up here and you wish you got to buy down here. Well, here you are now. I would consider it basically like this. You're in a time machine looking at this exact move right now, and you have the opportunity to gas up, to fuel up, to load the truck up at these lows. Why wouldn't you do it? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Of course, this thing could go a little bit lower first, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did, right? That's what we started the video talking off with, but man, I think this thing has a lot of growth to go. I want to see XPR. What are you doing here on the coin market cap? Number 368, $100 million market cap, finding support right at $100 million. Nice psychological level there, yeah. A 10x would put you at $1 billion. Nice psychological level for resistance. And that 10x would be basically right to that 886, right? That's what this move, come on. That's what this move is. Oh, no, it's not. That's an 8x. Okay. Well, still just below $1 billion. That's fine. I mean, maybe you do reach for a 10x. I don't know. $1 billion would essentially be right at about just below 4 cents. So I mean, maybe you do. That's kind of an obscure area to go to, but these are just lines. They're not requirements. Okay, it's just an idea, right? If the move does go all the way up here, but you trade off of the lines and you sell here, right, and it goes just up a little bit more and then it corrects, you're not going to kick yourself in the butt for that, right? But either way, I suppose we just made an argument more to get toward that 4 cent target, but not quite to it. Because again, that would be about $1 billion in market cap, and that's a psychological area of resistance as well. And it's in between all these areas of resistance. I don't know, man. One way or another, though, You're at $100 million now, XPR. You'll be worth $1 billion soon in market cap, and that price equivalent would be worth about 4 cents. I really do think this thing's going to go in between 3 to 4 cents, probably over the next, I would think by the end of March. How many weeks is that? Including this week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 weeks. 6 to 7 weeks. How much time did it take to move from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. So I guess I'm calling for a little bit of a faster move than what we saw last time. But even at 8, 9 weeks instead of the end of March, that puts us at the beginning of April. I don't care, man. Take to the beginning of April. Give us the 10x anyways. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna. I think it'll happen just like this, but faster. That's all I'm discerning here, man. And of course it would. Of course it would. You look at what happened over here. Look at these readings in the RSI. That's phenomenal. That's great. Don't get me wrong, but this is way better. So if we're talking about the same move, of course, I think it would actually stand to reason that if this took 9 weeks, this would probably take less weeks. So 6 to 7 weeks, I think is fine. End of March is fine, man. I got nothing else to say. I think I'm just reveling in the glory of this chart right now. I really do love. There's nothing else that you take away from this channel at all. Just understand that this kind of look, where you round out your bottom, where you have this atom, you've got the V and you've got the U. It's not even a pretty U, right? This is like the Frankenstein U. It's got that block-shaped head. But this kind of look here, where you've got this like W look at the base, you guys, it's phenomenal every time. And if you, the trick is to get in it before it has its next leg up, right? Even now, it's enough to tell us that we're probably going to go higher, but this kind of look, this setup, before it gets that breakout move, this part right here is just ideal buying opportunities, man. If you can see this ever, it's something to take into consideration. Just because a chart looks like this does not mean it has to move up. It could move down. So don't take that, take that with a grain of salt. Don't take it to heart. It's not a perfect system, but again, seeing something like this where it moves up like that, that's a good indication that you're going to see something above the nipple there. And when you do, it's going to be a phenomenal breakout every single time. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.